Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Solid Gold Effects.
Yeah, it is.
Tasty pedals.
A week or so back, I launched my demo of their 76 Fuzz. It's a nice Velcro ripping, like vintage super fuzz style fuzz with a lot of cool options. It's got dip switches inside. You can turn their germanium clipping on or off.
What? I did not know that.
For a silicone sound. Get really...
Did you say silicone?
Silicon.
There we go.
Get silicon in there. And there's also a dark switch. So if it's too bright for you, you can get darker. There's just a deceptive amount of controls to this little 3-knob fuzz.
It's tricky.
It's tricky to rock a fuzz.
All right.
I didn't have a way to follow up that with, I couldn't deliver on the promise of rhyming that saying that, indicated. This is terrible, guys. I'm so sorry. This is the worst sponsorship I've ever done. Solid Gold Effects. Go check them out. 76 Fuzz. It sounds so good. Go watch my video. You're going to love it. I did cool things with a green screen in it. Who's our next sponsor?
This episode is also brought to you by Sinusoid. Here's what I want you to do right now. Don't go to sinusoid.com.
A what?
Go Google TechFlex and go to the TechFlex website and look at all of the beautiful colors of TechFlex.
Yes.
Then after you find a color combination, like a stripy or whatever deal, like I have rainbow.
Can they TechFlex over TechFlex?
Are you talking about TechFlex and TechFlex?
I heard you like TechFlex, so you put TechFlex on your TechFlex.
I imagine that would not be a good idea.
Well, I never said anything about it being a good idea. I asked if it could be done.
Yes, it could be done.
Okay.
I'm sure.
All right. So anyway, go to TechFlex, check out what they have, find a color or pattern that you love, and then go to sinusoid.com and see if they have it. And if they don't, send them a message and say, hey guys, I really want an instrument cable. I really want a TechFlex cable.
They didn't tell us that we could say this, but I fully endorse this. Go ahead and bother Sinusoid. Find something they don't offer and tell them to offer it.
No, I'm not saying like...
Tell them we sent you.
I'm not saying find something they don't offer. I'm saying if you find something they don't offer, see if they can get it for you.
Yeah.
Because...
Ask them.
TechFlex is really cool.
Might be a really good idea, and they'll be like, yeah, we'll totally do that.
Sinusoid cables, they make cables.
And smiles.
And they make you feel like you got a snake behind you.
Yeah, and sometimes in front of you.
Around you. Flanking you.
As close as you want a snake to be. That's where Sinusoid is. And closer. That's a really bad... I'm really doing bad at sponsorships tonight, guys. That was a really bad sponsorship promise. As close... They feel as close to you as you want a snake to be. Like, that's really bad. That just came out of me like no thought, which is bad. Okay, let's see if I can do another sponsorship.
This last sponsor spot is from the guys over at Chase Bliss Audio for the Condor. Boy. Let's hear from Ryan about how condors are really just birds that eat dead things.
Well, they are, but they're not just birds that eat dead things. They provide a valuable service. I mean, removing dead things is an important part of the environment. It makes it so that other things don't get sick from eating those dead things. It makes it so that, those dead things turn back into soil and can feed the plants and have their nutrients spread across the land. In Tibet, when monks die, they have what's called an air funeral or a sky funeral, and they just put their body out on the rocks and the vultures come and eat them. And I'd be fine with that. I could go that way. But anyways, the Condor by Chase Bliss Audio. It's a really fantastic pedal. It does more things than you would think it does because it's billed as an EQ pedal. But you can turn this thing into a custom wah. You attach an expression pedal to it, and you can like custom tailor your own wah signal for it. You can make these modulated, phasey, like high pass, low pass, sweeping filter sounds with it that are phenomenal and a ton of fun to play around with. You can turn it into a tremolo. Tremolo? However you want to pronounce it. You can make it do that by modulating the volume of the effect, or you could modulate the level of the low frequencies alone, or the high frequencies, or the mid frequencies. Like, you can get crazy with this thing. And I'm not even done yet. It can also be a drive pedal. It has a dirt section to it. And there's so much more it can do that I haven't even discovered. I've barely scratched the surface of this pedal. It does so much. It's ridiculous. So I should definitely have a demo up by now. Go check it out. Go check it out on the Chase Bliss site as well. Link. Hey, this is Ryan.
And I am Co.
And this is Steve, and you're listening to 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast.
Nailed it.
Yeah, Steve is back in the game.
I'm on a streak, man.
Yeah, he's the Steve the Streak. Where's he going? Up to the fridge. Get me one too, Steve.
What do you want?
A beer.
Which one?
A cold one. There are beers and eggs in the fridge. I definitely didn't want an egg.
Sorry. You should have been more specific.
So he brought me a Modern Times Blazing World.
Blazing World.
And Steve took the Black House for himself.
Yup.
Oh, Co took the Black House too.
Yep.
House.
It's got coffee in it, so.
Yeah, the Black House is really good. So where was I going with this? Oh, what's new, Steve?
I got nothing new, man, but I think you and Co got something new.
You suck. You don't have anything new.
Wah, wah, wah.
Your life sucks.
Ow.
Sorry, Steve. You got a beer. You got a Black House, so that's new.
Yeah.
Co and I, we're going to hold it with each hand. We're holding my version of it. We have, I don't know why we're actually doing this.
Are we doing that?
No
This is
one
on
can see
radio.
it.
We both got Squatch boards.
Yeah.
Semi-recently. Like, we should have talked about this last week, but whatever.
I talked about it last week on the Flippin Flippers. So.
How big is your Squatch board? Is it the same size as mine?
Same size.
Okay, but yours doesn't have holes.
Mine is not slotted because I waited till the last minute to order mine.
I ordered one very early, and I got a slotted one. What do you think of yours? You like it?
I like it.
What are you using it for?
I'm going to build a demo board for the roadshow with it.
Well, there you go. It's
Yeah.
part of your job.
Yeah,
Makes
exactly. It's a write-off.
It's a write-off.
And I'm probably going to put my own hole in it for my throughout my power cables. So
You're going to put your own hole in it,
Yeah.
huh?
yes, I am.
That doesn't sound suggestive at all.
I'm going to put a hole in it. Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out my Velcro situation, though. I see you've got the dots. I did the dots as well.
That's not going to work for you, man.
No, I did I bought cheap dots. It was like a roll of
Those are cheap dots. That
200 dots off of Amazon for like $5.
Yeah.
And it's not working.
No, I only have those on there to barely hold the pedals on so that they're straight for my video purposes.
Okay.
You're taking pedals on the road.
Yeah, I'm traveling.
On
need
the
this-
road again.
I can't wait to get on the road again. Don't you dare start that, Steve. I'll never stop singing. Yeah, you need something that'll
Life
hold
I
it
love
firm.
is
Yeah,
making
so I'm
music
thinking
with
I
my
might go dual
friends.
lock or something.
I just can't wait to be on the road again.
On the road again.
I can't wait to be on the road again.
No, it's like a band of gypsies. We go down the highway.
I recently got hired and fired to play bass for a country band for a gig, and that was one of the songs in the set list.
Nice. Wait, what were you saying about your Squatch board before we started singing?
I'll probably do dual lock or something.
Yeah, you got to go heavy duty because
Yeah.
you don't want your pedals to move at all. for
Right.
A
Yes.
display board.
Yeah, especially because they're demo pedals. and you
Also,
don't
with
want those
dual
breaking.
lock, they won't be able to steal anything.
Yeah.
That is lockdown.
Yeah, make sure you Velcro the rest of your Squatch board to like a big cinder block or like a kettleball or
So
something.
I think I'm
like
gonna have Kyle McIntyre from the Tone Jerks
Just stand
work
next
the
to it.
door.
There you
Oh
go.
my gosh.
Yeah, I'm doing a what I think is a fun thing with mine.
Yes.
When I saw these pop up and the Sinusoid boys were
they were
pushing their
squawking about
when
the
they were
squatches.
squawking squatches, I was like, you know what? That little size would look perfect in a camera frame.
Hmm.
I'm going to do a video series based around whatever pedals I can fit on this thing
Oh,
because
nice.
it's like the perfect size, like 4 or 5 pedals.
Yep.
And I just put random things on there. I'm calling it pedal boarding. And I asked people in the comments to request what I do in the next video.
Hmm.
And so it'd be just random collections
just to
and
see what you can fit.
combinations of whatever people mention. So I think on the next one, I mean, this episode was recorded 2 weeks ago. On the next one, I think someone was requesting the LA metal, the Gonkulator, and I can't remember the other two, but there's some fun ones in there.
All right.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe I'll put the Gonkulator in the effects loop of something.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So just a quick recap.
Yes.
Your one day event is 4 days from when this episode drops.
That is correct.
Before or after?
Sorry, did I say before? I meant after.
Oh, good. It's after.
May 18th. This should
Right.
drop on the 14th.
Cool.
Are you guys leaving on the 18th?
No, I'm going to be leaving probably sometime after the kids go to bed on the 17th. I will be getting on the road again.
Can't wait to get on the road again.
Yeah, it's going to be sweet.
What was the line? Like a band of gypsies with all my closest friends?
No, like a band of gypsies, we go down the highway.
Oh, yeah. It does that different.
We're
yeah.
the best of friends.
You know it better than me.
It's something that the world be going our way.
I just want to sing the hook
and
all day
our
long.
way.
Such a good song.
Yeah.
On the road again. Ooh, that was not the right notes.
You're singing way better than I remember you singing, Steve.
I get paid to sing.
Steve is a professional
Wow.
singer.
That's not going to last much longer. That's actually could have been my what's new.
That's not lasting?
I'm quitting that job.
Oh, well, dang.
In the summer, when we've talked about this before, but I do youth group. I'm a youth group worship leader at a church, and at a Christian church, not a Church of Satan.
And they're turning into a different kind of church, so you have to quit.
No,
they're turning into a church's chicken, so they won't need your services anymore.
No, the time commitment on Sundays is just kind of rough because it's if just with everything going on Sunday mornings and with my kids getting older, they kind of demand more time. So Sunday nights have kind of just the Sundays in general have just kind of turned into like this weird, like sometimes it just feels like a 13-hour workday because I'm up at 7 a.m. I'm doing music in the morning, and then I come home and I have like a 2 or 3 hour break, but then I'm back at it from like 4 o'clock to like 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So I mean that was some of it, and like I said, there's some other family stuff in there that it just the stress level outweighed the personal value.
Sure.
I guess it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But that's kind of just a thing that it's a stage of life. I've
So
been doing
what
it for 4 years.
What you're saying is that you're going to have time available on Sundays to do podcast material with me.
That's actually like probably not completely inaccurate, because then we could do like combo family stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is like with the church stuff is like
so we could podcast on a Sunday afternoon instead of podcasting on a Friday night.
Potentially, yeah, that could be a thing that we
do
would
like a little like family potluck over here.
do a family lunch.
Yeah.
Like maybe you do the ribs and we'll bring some veggies. And
hey, you just volunteered me for ribs. I'm down.
I'm all. I don't have a smoker.
I have got I think
I have a
racks.
smoker.
I've got about 6 racks of ribs in my freezer right now.
So yeah,
Really?
There was a deal at Vaughn's and I took advantage.
Nice.
There's definitely, I think, room to do those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Things that like don't involve me leaving my family at home and disappearing for 4 or 5 hours at a time.
Right. All right. You got anything? Oh, we talked about what's new with us. We got a Squatch board.
Yeah, we got Squatch boards.
We're really cool.
Yeah, I do have some new patch cables coming too from
cool.
Sinusoid.
So that you getting the slivers?
I got a bundle of slivers and a bundle of pancakes or short stacks.
The slivers. I got a bunch of the slivers. They look really good in the videos too. Yeah.
I did the surprise me colors.
What?
Yep.
Oh man,
And
you're crazy.
And then the short stacks, I did black heads with white cable.
I did that too.
Yeah. Oh,
It's so sharp looking. I had a couple custom lengths made for me to solve some problems on my board with the short stacks.
Awesome.
The half black ends look so sharp.
Yeah.
Really cool. I know.
I'm
I know it's just a simple.
What is that? Is it?
It's
I don't
just a
think I've
simple
ever
thing.
seen those.
Like think of a pancake plug, but the back panel is black instead of
that's
being silver.
interesting.
Yeah, it looks.
I'm
really
excited.
Good. Yeah. All right, should we get into some regular content?
Yeah,
Mhm.
this first ad was sent by David Luna. It's a decorative guitar with emblems. All of those emblems are
now, is
thematic.
the guitar decorative or are the emblems decorative?
True.
That's a valid
Telecaster-like
question.
model made of wood acrylic. Wait, made of wood acrylic?
Wait a minute. Telecaster. Oh, okay. I see. So it's not a model of a guitar. It's the model of the guitar is similar to a Telecaster.
Yes.
Okay. I had to do a double take. I was like, this isn't like a miniature, is it?
No. Made of wood acrylic with HD emblems. Body is without imperfections, as illustrated. Neck straight and electronics operational. Comes with open. Why would you say it's without imperfections? Why wouldn't you just say body is perfect?
So perfect. There's nothing wrong here.
This is not an HD licensed product, nor is it.
What
being
does he
portrayed-
mean by? Does he mean high definition?
Yes. No, he means Harley Davidson.
Oh, it all makes
Because,
sense now.
like,
Okay,
of course, like this is the way a Harley Davidson guitar would look.
Yeah.
Some no-name headstock. This is a friggin' Starcaster headstock.
Yeah, is it?
If that,
It sure looks like
that
it.
finish on it. Maybe it might be a spray paint refin.
It's like
on
a
there.
Starcaster headstock with a refinish.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's pretty serious orange peel on that.
Well, yeah, dude, because you got to have that Harley Davidson motorcycles emblem on the headstock.
Oh man,
Crooked
I don't
Harley
even like.
Davidson.
I don't even like hate this. I just like. I'm gearing up about a thing that I don't even actually care about.
He's gearing up. Here he goes. Like,
So Brian Setzer did this to a Black Falcon, but with a Triumph logo, just one, and it
Just
it
one.
worked. It was okay.
So let's describe this. It's
Okay.
a Telecaster style body, black body, white pick guard, normal hardware, except there's a little skull like switch tip on the switch.
Mm-hmm.
There's one Harley Davidson nameplate where your arm would go, like the armrest area. There's some sort of Harley Davidson badge on the butt end of the guitar behind the bridge, and there is still another Harley Davidson like brass colored brass and black,
Like the shield.
the shield badge on the pick guard, and it's big. All of these are big.
Yeah.
At least like the one that goes where your arm goes, like the armrest, looks like it's got to be 8 inches long.
Nothing about this looks comfortable to play.
No, and then the big medallion behind the bridge is as wide as the Telecaster bridge,
Mm-hmm.
and then the badge on the pick guard is almost takes up the whole pick guard space. Like it's really
It goes
big.
from pickup to pickup.
You know what we didn't
and
talk
then
about?
there's actually it's in
A little
comparison
tiny American flag.
in comparison it's tasteful. The little tiny American flag pin.
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of enjoy the thought of
Hold on, did you
finding
t-
like a really cool pin
did
and
you
just
talk
having
about-
one pin on a guitar.
Did you talk about the red jewel eye skull on the switch?
I mentioned the skull, and it's funny that the skull is so subdued compared to everything else. And then there's yet again another Harley Davidson badge on the headstock. This one has wings, and it looks like it takes about the same amount of space that a Fender badge would take.
All right, here's the
about
real
three
here's
tuners
the
in
real
length.
problem with this.
Yeah, about 3 tuners wide.
Here's the real problem with this.
Tell me the real problem, Steve.
Say you really love Harley Davidson.
Oh man, who doesn't?
Say you love Harley Davidson so much that when you meet a girl, the first thing like you're like straight out the gate, like, look, like this is not going to work out if the first time we get it on is not on the back of my Harley Davidson.
Mhm. Get on the bike and ride.
Get on that bike and ride. How much, if you are that person who loves Harley Davidson this much, how much would you pay for this guitar?
I can't even imagine that situation because
Do you
I
know
abhor
an-
those motorcycles.
Do you know anything about guitars?
You know you love Harley Davidson and you want a guitar that says something about Harley
You
Davidson.
want to
want-
play Wonderwall for your woman?
Do you want to play guitar, or do you just want to have a guitar that complements your motorcycle? I think in both scenarios you shouldn't get this guitar. Like if you want a guitar that complements your motorcycle, sure, get a Tele. I think the lines match with the motorcycle well.
Okay.
All you have to do, get a black Tele or whatever color your motorcycle is, and then get a leather pick guard that matches the leather trim on your motorcycle.
Hmm.
That's all you have to do. And if you do want to have branding on there, have someone press the Harley Davidson logo into the leather. Don't put a badge on it.
Hot dang, that's tasty.
That sounds good, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the real problem with this is $700.
It's too expensive for a Starcaster that's been mangled with all sorts of pointy metal.
Come on now.
Yeah, there's no way. And it's just ugly. The problem is that it's ugly.
It's pointless.
One, like you mentioned the Brian Setzer guitar with the Triumph or whatever.
Yeah.
One.
He did one.
That's what
he put stickers too, but whatever.
But
He's Brian Setzer.
You do one emblem. Like this, if they had just done one, it would have worked. And I'm not talking one plus the headstock. I'm saying one or the headstock.
So the headstock one by itself with none of this other stuff, cool.
Yeah, kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a orange painted headstock with a black body.
Yeah.
But,
Like, look at your...
Well, I don't think it's supposed to be orange. I think that's just the way that like tint finish turned out.
Look at your motorcycle or any other vehicle that you're about to theme your guitar after. How many emblems do you see per viewing side? One.
Yeah.
You see one. You see one logo on the side of the gas tank of your Harley Davidson. You see one on the back somewhere, I'm sure. There might even be one on the front.
Maybe. I don't know.
And then another one on the side. Same rules for a guitar. One emblem per viewing side. That's what I'll say. What do you think, Steve?
I'm happy with that assessment.
Like, how many times is Fender written on a guitar if you buy a Fender guitar?
One time.
One time per viewing angle. Not even on the sides. You get one on the headstock, and you might get one on the neck plate.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. And even that's a little garish.
That's only like the custom shop one.
Yeah. When you see those custom like neck plates, it's a little bit.
Well, and usually then,
in
like,
my opinion,
when it's on the neck plate, it's a different font than the headstock.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually just like a basic typeface stamp or
and the custom shop ones, I got the V and all that.
You gotta ask yourself, with motorcycles, guitars, vehicles, whatever product you're getting, are you buying the product or are you buying the name that's on it, the logo that's on it? Like, if you took all the logos off of Harley Davidson, that's still like your favorite hog. Is that still
you mean when it's all murdered out?
Yeah. Is that your motorcycle of choice? If there's got no logo on it, do you still recognize that it's a Harley Davidson and that's your ride? Like, it should be the same with a guitar. Like, you don't need logos all over it.
Nah, man.
Does anyone else have anything else to add to this?
Nope.
I'm just keeping it going for no reason.
Yep. That's exactly it.
So first topic.
But I don't think you're wrong, Ryan. Oh, really? I'm going to get an ad?
Were you
trying to make a funny joke?
When it has like, what is this?
Sometimes you have to ask yourself.
I don't understand. Oh, a pop punk song.
Sometimes you have to ask yourself.
I wonder why I don't recognize it.
That was a long time for that joke.
And I'm going to sit through an ad.
Good album, though.
What is this?
The internet's really bad in this garage.
Okay, first topic.
Hashtag TGU18.
Yeah, what does
it mean?
At this point, everyone already knows, I'm sure.
I don't. What does that mean?
It means I'm going to Germany, Co.
Oh.
It stands for the guitar... it stands for the Gearhead University, the Gearhead University.
Is it the Gearhead University?
I guess
Is that really what it stands for?
I guess so.
I assumed it stood for Toman Gearhead University.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's Tommen's Gearhead University.
Okay.
I'm going to this thing and I'm not getting it right. I'm major screw up over here.
Well, it's because you're not freaking German, bro.
I'm not German. That's true. Well, I'm sure I have a little bit of German floating around in me. Like, I think part of my grandma's.
Yeah,
one of my grandma's family came from Germany. But anyways, I'm going to this thing. Henning Pauly, HP42 on YouTube, messaged me, I want to say 2 months back. I was like, hey, Ryan, let's do a FaceTime right now. Let's do what is it called? The other one that's like FaceTime.
Skype.
He's like, let's Skype. Like, okay, let's do
You
this.
should have recorded
Google
it,
Hangouts?
and then you would have learned how to do Skype recording.
I know. But anyways, he invited me to come to this thing. It's the new version of what was the thing called? I can't talk.
GitCon. Is that
GitCon.
accurate? Is it accurate to say it's the new version of it?
It's similar to GitCon.
Because I heard Joe Branton wasn't invited. And then I heard that Joe Branton's just not going because he's too famous for TGU.
I don't know why he's not going, but a couple other guitar nerds are going as boss representatives. So I'm going to get to hang out with those guys. But anyways, he invited me to this thing, and my heart just sank because it meant I was going to have to be a bad husband. Because that same weekend, my wife had just paid for like a mom's retreat where she was going to get to go and hang out with other moms without having kids and have a great time for the weekend.
Isn't that also the same weekend of your wife's birthday?
Yes, it is. I am definitely missing my wife's birthday to go to a guitar thing in Germany. But the thing is, like, I don't know if it's supposed to be public knowledge, but they gave me a full sponsorship to this thing.
Well, it's a university, Ryan. It's called a scholarship because you're going to learn.
I didn't even write an essay or anything. It's incredible.
Wow.
My grades aren't even that
Can
great.
I apply?
I'm so tired of writing all your papers for you.
Steve, I'll edit all the episodes. You write my exams. But anyways, I'm super excited to go. I can't even remember the details. I'm so excited. I'm fumbling all over myself.
What are the dates again?
I'm gonna be there from May. I'm leaving May 15th.
So that's the day after this comes out.
Yes, and then I am gonna come back the 22nd.
Okay.
But those days are like full travel. Like I'm gonna be in the air a long time.
Yeah.
But I have some details here. I figured I could read everyone else who's going. Maybe not all of them. Maybe I'll pick a couple highlights because I don't remember.
Ooh, playing favorites, huh?
Okay, I'll read them all. There's 28 people going on this list.
Pick your favorites.
It's a lot. Excuse me, I had to burp.
Go prime numbers. Pick all the prime numbers.
Oh my gosh, no. I got Adam Neely, Music is Win, Sarah Longfield, That Pedal Show, Pete Cottrell, Spectre Sound Studios, of course, Henning Pauling, HP42, Robert Baker, Mary Spender, basetheworld.com, Steve from Boston, CS Guitars, Gear Gods.
I just realized is Steve from Boston the name of a channel?
Yeah.
Because every time I hear Steve from Boston, I was like, there's a guy named Steve in the band Boston.
No, he's from the city Boston. He's the only Steve there. Agu Fish, Patrick Hunter, Harry and a Guitar, Jay Leonard J. I'm stoked to hang out with that guy. Philippa Q, Guitar Bonetto, Nick in the States, another person in a location, 60 Cycle Hum, that's me, number 21. Max Solo Music, Cat Pick Studios, The Guitar Geek, Studio Chimel, how do you say that?
I don't know.
German Music Reviews, The Pedal Zone, and Berkeley Gear Club. And then there's a list of sponsors here. Ibanez, Hughes and Kettner, those are some big brands. Morgan, which surprised me, California brand.
Yeah.
Synergy, Orange, that's a big brand. Rev, Roland Boss is going to be there. PRS.
No big deal. Talk to them already.
I hope there's the John Mayer guitar there, and I'll play around with it and get all kinds of content.
Just do all of your demos.
I'm going to do some really bad playing on it, like really bad. Harley Benton, which I'm actually really stoked.
If you're already planning to do some bad playing, then maybe I should have gone with you.
Harley Benton, like everyone is always asking us to cover Harley Benton stuff, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. Laney, Strandberg, Line 6. Macmull, Dan Electro.
What?
Yeah, Ortega. I thought they made salsa. Roto Sound, Mad Professor, Blue Guitar, Mark Bass, DV Mark, Sandberg, Ashdown, Ike, LaFay, Isotope, and Stone Deaf. I'm a big fan of Stone Deaf.
Yeah, we've done some Stone Deaf stuff here.
So these are like sponsor partners that are gonna be there. Basically, I'm gonna be in a guitar shop. I'm gonna be in Tommen, which is Europe's biggest guitar shop.
Are they really?
Yeah, that's what they keep telling me. I haven't been there to check it out, but that's what they keep saying. I'm going to be there for 5 days doing nothing but making videos from 10 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night.
Wow.
It's a grueling schedule, and I'm going to come out there with so many videos that people are going to hate me for it.
They already hate you.
So what I really want to focus on is
how many of the pedals and guitars are you going to throw off of things?
I want to get as much gear content as I can. I don't want to spend a ton of time. I do want to spend time like talking to the other people there and getting content with them, but I really want to dig into whatever gear is there and cover as much product as I can.
So you don't care about meeting people or making friends.
I do want to make friends, and I'm going to hang out with people, and I'm going to like talk to people on camera and mic, and I'm hoping to have every piece of content I make be gear centric and be like, let's talk about this piece of gear right now, and not just ramble and be like, we're YouTubers. Let's talk about YouTube. Like, let's cover gear, guys.
Right. You want to actually get something that's.
I also want
quality, not just a circle
I'm not
jerk.
talking about quality. I'm talking about quantity for sure.
Well,
but I want to cover the gear because I think that's what our viewers and listeners are.
Either way, you don't want to spend 10 minutes of like you and another dude be like, no, I love your channel.
Well, I definitely want to do that, but that's
more like Ryan, I love your channel.
That's more
I love your channel.
That's after hours activities.
Oh. No, your channel's the biggest. No, your channel's the biggest. I have the numbers. I can prove it.
Yeah, no one needs to debate whose channels are the biggest. The numbers are all right there. You know?
It's obvious for anyone who's looking.
This is your fault, Co.
How is this my fault?
You come on the show. And now we try to impress you with our dirty jokes. And it's just me and Steve. We play it nice and straight, and we're nice, respectable gentlemen.
Is that what I'm known for? Is dirty jokes?
You make us say dirty jokes by being here.
No,
you're a bad influence.
So the real adventure with all of this, is we still need to put out an episode on the 21st.
Yeah, this is part of your news.
I'm like kind of just. I'll just say.
You're screwed, Steve.
Yeah. I think basically what I'm going to do is I've got a microphone at home and an interface. And I'm just going to go sit in front of my computer and talk for an hour. And that's just going to be the episode.
Just refute YouTube comments.
I'm just going to read 60 Cycle Hum YouTube comments for an hour. I think that's going to be the episode after this one.
Do you want to talk about what you're actually going to do? What the plan is, or do you want to leave it a mystery until it happens?
I think let's just leave it open-ended. I think it's going to be, I'll tell you, it's going to be a 60 Cycle Hum episode.
Steve, no more dirty talk. No more of this open-ended stuff.
And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, it was a stretch, but I got
it. It was definitely a stretch when you're open-ended. Seco, this is
not my fault.
This is your fault. You did that.
It's not my fault.
You led me down the road to a dirty joke.
It's true.
Like
whenever I come over here, things just fall apart.
Yeah. Way to go.
And you're always like, oh, let me produce your content.
So
I haven't said that.
I'm going to Germany. I'm going to do a lot of fun stuff. Steve has some sort of secret he's going to drop on you guys.
Yeah. Let's just say episode 223 is going to be real interesting.
Is it going to be it will be 223.
Yep.
Yeah, Steve is just going to slurp and burp for
an hour. Tears come to my eyes.
Dude, that would be the best episode 223 is if...
Don't set me up for more dirty jokes, Co. Come on. I almost did it, too. You almost got me.
Almost.
That's what I should do for episode 223 is I'll just go buy a bottle of Jack Daniels and walk around my neighborhood and record myself talking for an hour on my headset.
Can you please go do a parody of Phil on the Slum and just go record bird sounds? Like do a bird watch episode, please?
These are all better ideas than what I actually have planned.
We're all looking forward to Steve's solo show that he's got.
I should just record like one of my morning runs, and it's just like half an hour of like, oh God, another hill? Why? Why me? Why do I pick these routes?
All right.
Why is the sun so hot?
So if you're listening to this, go look up Tallman Music Shop. Look at what they have in their inventory and tell us on the Facebook group what kind of gear I should cover with my video adventure here.
And do it fast because Ryan's leaving tomorrow as of the release.
And then tell Steve what you want in his solo show. Steve's going solo.
Oh man,
solo.
Breaking the band.
Oh, I wanted to bring up another thing about this Germany thing. There's a note on the paperwork that they sent me that on Friday night they're going to have a party with a live band to support it, and they sent me a list of songs that I could prepare to learn to jam along with the band. And people who know what my playing is like know that I don't do covers really at all, and I'm very loose. So here's the list of songs, and we can maybe figure out like which one's a definite shoe-in for me to try to jump in, or like which ones would be a disaster. We got Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine as the first song.
That doesn't have an identifiable hook. You should just do that one.
Well, I'm thinking if I did any of these, I would definitely not play the normal parts for it.
Yeah.
We got James Bay, Hold Back the River.
Do you know what that is?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
We got the Black Crowes, Hard to Handle.
I barely know what that is.
Mark Ronson,
I know it.
Uptown Funk.
I do know what that is.
Wilson Pickett, Mustang Sally.
Yep.
We got, this is a personal favorite of mine because I'm a child of the 90s. Eagle Eye Cherry, Save Tonight.
That sounds like the best one so far.
There's another one that's good for me, I think. Jackson 5, I Want You Back.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Clare, Too Close. I don't know that one.
Sounds familiar.
That one I think would be, I don't think it would work for you. I think actually that would be one. I think that's the song I would pick.
I got Deep Blue Something, Breakfast at Frickin' Tiffany's.
Yes.
I super want on that one.
But
Not to play guitar. I just want to be on a mic and I want to just drunk sing it.
Yeah.
And the chorus only. Like the beginning of the chorus.
Yeah. Because the guitar part on that is just
like really bad karaoke.
Is there even a guitar on that? It's like a mandolin.
No, there's strumming stuff.
There's like a solo section.
And of course, we got Creedence, Clearwater Revival, Fortunate Son.
That ain't you.
Prince, Purple Rain. That Ain't You is not the song, Steve. I'm sure that's a song somewhere. Bryan Adams, Summer of '69. Nice.
Wait, did you miss the joke?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. The Eagles, Hotel California. Leonard Skinner. I just caught up to the joke. Don't worry. Leonard Skinner, Sweet Home Alabama.
You know who needs to do
Lame.
that? It needs to be J. Leonard Skinner J.
Leonard Skinner J.
Sweet Home Alabama by the band from Florida.
The White Stripes, Seven Nation Army. Kings of Leon, Sex on Fire. My wife says that she thinks my singing voice is like the guy from Kings of Leon. I don't know that song though.
I thought your wife's hearing was better than that.
Gossip by Gossip doing the song Heavy Cross, and then Megan Trainor, All About That Bass.
Yeah.
I know that's the one you would be on, Steve.
No, I think legitimately, like for my playing style and everything, Alex Clare's Too Close would work. Because that's
what song
like
is that?
It was a pop song from maybe like 4 years ago. But it's got some like big EDM drops in it.
Oh, okay.
I think I could fit some things in there because I don't think there's anything really guitar specific in it, so I could just kind of like do some off the cuff, heavy delay, weird stuff.
Like, do I want to be the guy who gets up on stage and just mangles a song and totally doesn't play any recognizable parts?
I mean, no matter what song you pick, that's what you're going to do.
I could... Yes, go. You can go pee. Yes. He just wrote a note on his phone to ask me.
I usually just walk away and Ryan goes, crap, I need a pause.
Yeah, just press pause.
Okay, so I think...
I really wish that Kids in America by Kim Wilde was on here.
Yeah, I think Eagle Eye Cherry is an obvious choice.
Save Tonight.
Because again, the 90s thing. I think Uptown Funk could actually be a really good...
I don't remember how that song goes.
Well, it's a standard... Well, it's new, but it's a very like typical 70s funk jam deal. It's like got a heavy Earth, Wind, and Fire whatever kind of vibe to it.
I think me playing on one of these songs is really going to come down to the mood of what's going on. If it's like, let's just be honest. Everyone else who's going to this thing is a much better guitarist than I am. Well, I came into the demo game by way of the podcast.
Yeah.
And being a personality, not being a ripping guitar player.
Yeah.
But if there's a thing like, just
you
people, I do suck. If there's people just loading onto stage and just getting stupid and it's just a noisy mess, hell yeah, I'm going to be there. Yeah, I'm going to be on stage adding to the chaos. I'm going to play, just fast pentatonic rips.
You just got to wait for the song where like, hey, we're going to do the song and nobody gets up and you're like, that's me.
Yeah. But if it's
that's my cue.
Like people getting up and like legit killing it, I'm going to stay in my seat. I'm going to stay in the back of the room and eat and drink is my plan.
That's fair, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be doing on Friday, May 18th when this is happening. I'm going to be at home eating and drinking.
Recording your solo episode.
Recording my solo episode in front of my computer. I'll just be watching your YouTube videos and critiquing them. This is the part where Ryan didn't know how to spell the word ...
This is where Ryan doesn't know how to pronounce the name of a major sponsor of this event. Guys, this could be the last time I ever get to do something like this. I might be uninvited from all future like guitar like content maker
speaking of
networking events.
Speaking of spelling corrections, ridiculous does not have an E in it, right?
Leave me alone. Where did I write that?
On Instagram.
Oh God.
I saw it today. I was like, damn it.
Did you fix it for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. You're my angel.
I know.
Let's move on to the next ad.
Yeah, this is a 1993 Gibson.
I have been seeing this everywhere.
Headless SG.
This is in all the groups.
This was sent to our email by Tim Cornfield, so he gets the credit for it. This is a Headless SG. They're asking $2,500 on Reverb. Here's the description. It's long, but that's okay because reading is fundamental.
The guitar is long?
No, the description is long.
Oh, the description is long.
I don't know why they described the case first.
Skip that part.
The guitar is an internet legend, the guitar meme, if you will. Photos of this mythical guitar surfaced around 2011 and have since then, this guitar has wound up on every top 10 strange guitars list that's ever been published. I don't think it was on the Guitar Nerd's top 10 strange guitar list.
Who knows?
Until today, no one really knew if this was a real guitar or if it was just an awesome Photoshop job. How did I find it? Well, I made a Would You Rock or Not video on my YouTube channel about this guitar a while ago, and the owner reached out to me. I bought it for the purpose of documenting it. The internet needed answers. Oh, this is from the Trogleys Guitar Show.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with that show.
I don't know anything about
I heard, I heard someone, I think, talking about the show recently that this guy goes out of his way to buy like really rare or weird or like just ugly guitars and like he plays them. Like that's his whole thing.
I like it.
Yeah.
And he's like apparently super knowledgeable about like, oh, I got this piece. This is the 1 year that they used, the flathead screw instead of the Phillips screw or whatever.
Right.
Like he's like super like
and then he compares it to a guitar that has a Phillips screw to see what the sound is.
No, I have no idea. But I heard about this.
Yeah.
I've
heard about that recently too.
I bought it for the purpose of documenting it. Blah, blah, blah. This is 1993 Gibson SG that suffered 2 headstock breaks. Since there was so much wood missing from the headstock, the new owner of the guitar decided to make the Headless SG instead of repairing it again. The original headstock veneer was glued to the body, and the back of the guitar was routed out for tuners. The original serial number section of the headstock is drilled into the guitar to complete the look from behind. This guitar utilizes 3 gearless Steinberger tuners and 3 Clouson style. Okay, I see. The guitar plays well and stays in tune for the most part. You've got to tweak it quite often, but since the original bridge posts were left intact, that gives you some options as far as correcting the string angle to make this a recording-worthy guitar. As it sits now, it's a lot of fun to play, and it's definitely an attention getter at a gig. Wear and tear all over, you can see that during the condition portion of the video tour. So there is a video on this, so you can see, even in the picture that I picked, it looks like there's some definite wear on the body.
So what's your hot take? What's your first thoughts?
My conclusion, or rather their conclusion, is this guitar is famous. Everyone around the world that is into guitars has seen this at some point in time. It would make a fantastic addition to your collection. There might be other imitations made of this guitar, but this is the original Headless SG. So my hot take, this came up, and the reason that I wanted it on our show, because I've been seeing a lot of like hate about this and how dumb it is and whatever.
People hating a guitar?
I think this is really cool.
I like it as well.
Well, here's my counterpoint, guys.
I don't like the back of it.
I like it too. And honestly, looking at this thing, I kind of wish there were more Headless SGs out there, like production level Headless SGs.
Yes, that stayed in tune, because he said it had some tuning problems. Like,
yeah,
if this stayed in tune, it'd be great.
That's the solution to the Gibson headstock break.
Oh my god!
Just get rid of the headstock. I'd like to see a more like production version of the tuners. Like, I get it for this guitar. Like they mounted the headstock into the body. Like, I get it. It's clever. But I'd like to see a legitimate behind the bridge tuning system.
Well, I think what I like about this though is the gimmick.
Yeah, of the headstock being back there.
The gimmick is fantastic for this one guitar, but I wouldn't want to see it on
a
production guitar, or even like more guitars that are one-offs or something like that.
Right.
I would even like to see a kit where, like, if your headstock does break off, you can like put a kit nut on the headstock of the guitar where the headstock would be, and there's like a drop-in kit that would go on the stop tail to allow you tuning. Like, I'd love to see that. I think this is a really cool look.
You need to delete that, and you need to talk to an engineer and patent that.
Oh gosh, I'm not going to do anything.
I'm stealing that. Are you cool with that?
Okay, you steal that, Co.
Okay.
You're going to make a kit to like convert an SG to a headless guitar.
Any stop tail piece guitar, yeah.
Or Les Paul, a tuning kit for the stop tail.
Done.
Not a bad idea. But I just think it looks good.
I have 2 weeks.
Yeah, before this publishes. I think it's a really cool look. I think the headless look looks great with the SG body. I don't know if it would look as good with like a Les Paul, but for the SG, it works.
Yeah, it works there.
And I think, like, looking back, that's really my biggest problem with headless style bodies. Headless guitars, the body is usually kind of ugly.
Yeah, they're usually trying to go for a minimalist thing overall, and it's too minimal.
Or like super modern.
Yeah.
Where like the SG body just works with it for some reason. It looks right.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I really do.
I have no problem with it at all. Steve went to the bathroom, so he can't chime in.
My favorite comment I've seen about this thing so far.
Lay it on me, man.
Was, why'd they put it on the headstock rest? Like the little tripod thing in the picture there. Like,
yeah. Yeah. The guitar's floating up on a little tripod thing so that that normally you would do that so that the headstock doesn't have pressure on it.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh, man. What do you think, Steve? You're back from the bathroom. I'm sure you have fresh thoughts.
I think I pretty much got everything out that I wanted to.
In the bathroom, yeah, but what are your thoughts?
Overall, I don't know. I think one of the things is they're really relying on the gimmick of this being one of a kind and this being like in internet lore.
Sure.
And this is one of those things where it's like, I think I've seen it before, but I never really processed it because it's kind of like a meme, but it's like, this isn't being listed at peak meme.
Sure.
So
I mean, do you think
the price is ridiculous?
The price is ridiculous, right? And how do you spell that, Steve? No E, you said?
No E.
Okay.
No E in ridiculous.
No E in it's ridiculous to put an E in ridiculous.
Yeah.
How would you even pronounce that?
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
That's why people think there's an E, because they pronounce it ridiculous instead of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Who does that?
But what do you think this should go for? What do you think the price should be?
Well, so that's the thing is like they're saying it's internet famous, so it's like $2,500. If it's not internet famous, like I don't know, $800, $1,000.
it's a clever way to fix a headstock.
Yeah, there's
break.
definitely a lot of
But-
work done, and I respect the work. I guess.
But he admitted it's not a 100% playable, giggable guitar.
Yeah.
It sounds like it needs constant adjustment.
Yeah.
Well, how constant is constant? Because like I've only ever played a handful of guitars that I didn't have to retune like halfway through. Maybe I just have crappy guitars.
Or you suck at playing them.
That's also
I mean,
possible.
yeah, I say I'm very heavy-handed, so I kind of get that, but
I don't know, maybe I'm just like a little
My
neurotic.
hands-
and I feel like I
my
always have
hands-
to check the tuning halfway through anyway. So like, unless it was drastically falling out of tune, like every song,
Right. I have a
then-
feeling those gearless tuners are the biggest issue.
Their Steinberger gearless tuners are designed to be that way. I'm pretty sure that's like the tuners that are on the Firebird.
Right. But I've heard people complain about those.
yeah.
Like they're not always great. But they're a cool look. They look awesome on Firebirds. But I bet that they're less stable than the traditional tuners that are on there.
Oh, sure.
Which is why I'm saying I want to see a tailpiece that has all the tuning hardware on it. Like instead of having a headstock
Quit talking about that idea.
set into the body. There's no way that anyone would be able to get their act together in 2 weeks to, do the legal work to make sure that they own that idea and are prepared to produce it. Damn it. I'm just putting it out there. Like anyone could grab that idea and just run with it and probably make like
Hundreds of dollars.
At least hundreds of dollars after years of just really frustrating work.
Yeah, they could spend hundreds of dollars to find out that somebody already owns a patent to it but is not using it.
Exactly. And then you could offer to buy that patent, but that person doesn't answer emails.
Right.
So
Unfortunate.
yeah. All right. Next topic.
Yeah, our next topic comes from Caleb Neff. He says 3 bands each you'd personally like to see make another album similar to what they made in their heyday.
Heyday.
Some
Heyday.
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 And responses from the group. Chris Reynolds says Pink Floyd.
It's what era of Pink Floyd though?
They actually
got to
just
define
said,
the heyday.
Pink Floyd. Just anything post The Wall.
What we're really like debating here is like pick your favorite album from an artist and wish that
Right.
album had 12 more songs
so
on it.
The second one is Metallica, and it's saying if the next album after Justice for All was more thrash instead of the Black Album.
I liked the Black Album.
Everyone likes the Black Album. That's why I think he's saying like maybe they shouldn't have done the Black Album because the Black
fair.
Album is corporate.
Okay.
Maybe corporate's not the right word, but it's
I know what you
more
mean, yeah.
accessible.
Corporate means you can sing along with it.
And then the third one is The Police, because they
nice.
kind of like they were one of those bands that just broke up because they were always in chaos.
Imploded.
Yeah. And Sting became Sting, and he's like, guys, I don't want to make music as a Police anymore. I just want to have sex for 27 hours straight.
And Jason Fuzzmonger says Undying, Emperor, and Patos. 3 bands I've never heard of before in my life.
Of course.
Naturally.
Steve, you've never heard of those. Everyone's heard of those bands as intimate.
Yeah, tell me your favorite Patos song.
I'm not even gonna start listing my favorite Patos songs to you, let alone albums. You're not ready for him, Steve.
All right. Do you have 3 bands? Do you have a band?
I didn't want to do 3. I wanted us to each pick one because 3 each is a lot. But I could list 3 really quickly. I would, and I know this pisses him off, and he doesn't want to hear this, but I'd love another Odelay from Beck. I would love another Motorcade of Generosity from Cake. And man, I had another one in my head and I can't remember it. Come back to me.
I'm still kind of processing this question.
Cosmos Factory from Creedence Clearwater.
Man, you're throwing it back there. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm processing that I've heard of that, but I don't know what songs are on it. I don't know.
Okay. MXPX, like
Which one? Because I can talk about this.
Slowly Going the Way of Buffalo is my favorite album.
Okay.
Yep, I know it's not everybody's favorite, but that's my favorite. And they have a new album coming out, so I'm hoping.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to be like that. I know. I know it's not going to be like that, but a boy can dream. My third one, I don't have a third yet either. So, I would like, if there was 12 more songs, like Ryan said, to Rodeo Songs Old and New by Chris Ledoux, that'd be rad.
That's beyond just like, if a band could get back together. Since that was another guy who died young.
Yeah. Well,
no,
he wasn't
I'm
young,
not
but
Chris Ledoux. I'm thinking of
he died.
I'm thinking
a long time ago.
Kurt Switley.
Yeah,
who I'm thinking of.
Okay.
I mean, if we could go back in time and give Robert Johnson 12 more songs, that would give, like Led Zeppelin a couple more albums and the Rolling Stones and all these other legacy acts. They'd be like, oh, good, we have more songs from Robert Johnson to rip off. And you could chain react just so much more music.
Yeah.
You just gave Robert Johnson 12 songs, any 12 songs. Eric Clapton would have so much more material to work with.
Man, now that MXPX thing has got my brain going a little bit, at least. Because
Teenage Politics was another one I liked.
The problem with Teenage Politics is what I love about that album is what everyone else hates about it is the fact that it doesn't sound like it's in tune.
Yeah, the whole thing sounds terribly played.
The production levels on that album are terrible.
Yeah.
But that's also what makes it super punk rock.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just sounds like a bunch of 16-year-old kids recording an album.
I'm pretty sure
that's what it was.
I'm pretty sure that's when they started getting good gear too. But it sounds like really bad, at least guitar amps.
Yeah,
they sound really bad.
So the whole sound on that album, Ryan, because I'm sure you.
I have no idea what you guys are talking
about. It was MXPX's second
Study
album.
Humans. Poison Apple.
All of the palm mutes on that just sound like squawky Stratocaster with no distortion
on the edge of feedback.
But it is. I mean, it's very distorted, and I'm pretty sure it's Les Paul's through something, but it just sounds really gross.
You know what? It's going to sound very kind of pop centric for me, and I guess pop punk centric for me. I would not mind it if Green Day did another Dookie.
Yeah.
I would listen to that. I loved Dookie when I was a teenager.
Both of you have put out 3 albums, and I'm still sitting here trying to figure out one. I think I would go between, for my first one, I would say 5 Iron Frenzy. Either the Quantity is Job 1 EP, which is short, and it's weird because it has all the Pants songs on it and whatever. But also, I really love All the Hype That Money Can Buy, which is a less loved album of theirs because it's super eclectic and it's got freaking flamenco influenced songs on it, and it's got some stuff that's obviously ska, and it's got some stuff that's obviously more on the punk, the skate punk, pop punk side of things. And then it's just got some stuff that's just weird.
I remember I never owned that album. I never owned a 5 Iron Frenzy
I think I own every 5 Iron Frenzy album.
But I remember going to the local Christian bookstore, and they had all the CD stations set up, and I would sit and go through the songs and listen to 5 Iron Frenzy albums and be like, wow, this is so weird.
So my other 2 are going to be super obvious maybe, is Jimmy Eat World Clarity.
I knew you were going to do a Jimmy Eat World.
I didn't
that
want to.
That album's okay.
But Jimmy Eat World Clarity, actually a lot of the guys in our group are like, oh no, Futures is the best album. And to those guys, I say,
Bleed American.
Hold on, I got to make a note.
He's making a note.
And this note says explicit, because if you don't go for Clarity and you say Futures, fuck yourself.
Damn, Steve.
That's my hot take for the night.
That's a hot take from Steve.
That's fine. We could.
And then my third one is Transatlanticism. Death Cab for Cutie.
Hmm.
I kind of really feel like they tried to recreate Transatlanticism with Plans. And Plans is a solid album, and I listen to Plans a lot, but it ain't no Transatlanticism.
Interesting.
I don't have a counterpoint. I mean, I'm not going to argue.
This
with
is
you.
the problem. Is like I'm picking albums I know Ryan has never listened to.
Well, you pick
by-
some modernish.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly,
Let's
like,
be honest, guys. I stopped listening to music in 1997.
and I didn't start listening to music until 1999. So,
I mean, I'd love it if Chubby Checker just came out with another, you know.
but at the end of it,
Say
what am I
another-
supposed to
Two
say?
of my
Oh,
choices were from the 70s. So.
if I need to pick something before 1999, what am I going to be like? Oh, I really wish Hanson would put out another Middle of Nowhere.
I mean, honestly, we would all love it if every band that we like just kept putting out the same versions of themselves that we, first fell in love with.
Yes
there's
and no.
There's one band in particular that I have just loved that everything they've done has been different every time.
Is it Thrice?
No, it's brand new.
like I feel like Devo.
You're not allowed to love brand new anymore.
I know. I
I
don't
feel
care.
like Devo didn't. Like,
That's why I only
progress
listen to
well.
Manchester Orchestra.
Like you listen to the original Devo songs, and
Uh-huh.
they're just so raw and weird. And like the longer they go on, like each album just gets a little bit more polished, and it doesn't help it. I'd love it if like Devo stayed in its like proto weirdness state, and they're still great. Mark Mothersbaugh has made amazing music since then, but it's like I love that original weirdness. You could say that for a lot of bands. There's something that's lost when they aren't as hungry anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you think of a band where like you definitely like their later stuff more than their early stuff?
Maybe.
Oh, here's an easy one. Alanis Morissette, because she started
Oh,
out
God.
as like a Britney Spears type
Yeah,
before
that's
she
true.
started doing
Did you know
what
this?
she's famous
I did
for.
not.
So, did you
She
ever,
was like she would play in malls and stuff, and was like
Really?
like
did
a
you ever
pop.
watch How I Met Your Mother?
No.
Okay, damn. Yeah, basically, Alanis Morissette basically started her career as the Canadian Mariah Carey,
Oh,
making like this like early 90s pop R&B, very, very pop. Maybe not even like Canadian Mariah Carey, maybe more like Canadian Paul Abdul.
okay.
I think that you could even push it a little bit more pop than that. Like Mariah Carey, like people listen to her because she's like a low rent Whitney Houston.
Well, she
They
has
wanna
those
hear-
Christmas songs.
They want to hear someone belt it,
right.
We're like,
Man, you just called Mariah Carey a lover.
are you gonna say that's wrong?
I think it's kind of wrong.
You listen to her sing
I know what you mean.
because you want to hear someone belt it, and
Sure, but I don't know. Anyway.
Fight me online, guys. I don't know. I've never been like, oh, Mariah Carey's so great. Like she
Sure,
she fills a niche. I don't know. She does
All
have
she wants for Christmas
she does have
is
that
you.
Christmas song.
Yeah. It's true.
No, the line is it's you. All I want for Christmas is you.
Me.
Isn't that what I just said?
Not it's true.
I just said is you.
But you said it's true. That's
Okay.
not the line.
Okay.
All right.
On the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again.
The life I love is out there, my friends. I'm trying to. I feel like I've got someone. I think there's certain bands that don't hit their stride until maybe their third album.
Sure.
But in the same way, like I don't think. I think there's a lot of bands that you would be hard pressed. Where even when you say like, oh, like their early stuff is better than their later stuff, like with that, Co and I were talking about MXPX. His favorite album is Slowly Going the Way of the Buffalo. I would say mine is a toss up between that and Life in General. But in both of those cases, like those would now be considered like early to middle works from them. Slowly Going the Way of the Buffalo was their fourth full length studio album. If you don't count on the cover.
Yeah.
God, we're getting really too nerdy on this.
Probably about like 18% of our audience is loving
The
like
MXPX talk.
individual like albums that we're talking about, and the rest are just like, when are they going to change?
I think it's probably higher, but anyway, but all I mean by that is like I think a lot of bands like, I would probably say that Thrice's best album was Vesu, and that's their 4th album.
I like Beggars better,
and that's that's a case where I would say that Beggars is a late album from them. Like that's a not end of their career because I think they're still active or at least.
Well, yeah, and they've had an album since then, at least one album.
At least one since then.
And they're recording a new one now.
Okay, what's the one that they put out since then? Was that
like
Major Minor?
Between the Here and the Now, or
right? Major Minor was the one before Beggars.
Yeah.
So I mean, and Beggars was like so that would be their, I think, 6th album.
Okay, I believe you. Blake Weiland, correct, Steve.
Hold on. They're only chasing safety under oath. Identity Crisis.
Artist in the Ambulance is somewhere in there.
Artist in the Ambulance was one. Identity Crisis. The one that Deadbolt's on is the 2nd album. Their own Artist in the Ambulance, Vesu. However you want to count the Alchemy Index, I would call that 5 and maybe 6. Major Minor, Beggars, and the one after Beggars.
Ryan's
The Illusion of Safety.
There
That's the one I was trying to remember. That was their 2nd album.
I'm going to do one more, then we'll do last sponsor spot and then last ad. I just got to say, when it comes to Huey Lewis and the News, their early work was a little too new wave for my tastes. But when Sports came out in '83, I think they really came into their own commercially and artistically. The whole album has a clear, crisp sound and a new sheen of consummate professionalism that really gives the songs a big boost.
Thanks, Patrick.
You're welcome. All right, let's get into thanking our sponsors, and then we'll do that last ad.
Yeah, big thanks to Chase Bliss Audio. We got the Condor. Is that demo up yet?
Yeah, it should be. I hope so.
All right. Go watch that demo if you haven't already. It's a super cool EQ.
If I haven't done it by now, then it's going to be a while because I'm about to be out of town.
Wah-ish. I don't know. I don't know.
It does it all, man. It does it all.
It does a whole bunch of modulation stuff.
It does modulation. It does EQ.
It's an everything box.
It's an analog multi-effects unit. Wrap your head around that. It's an analog multi-effects unit.
All right, big thanks to Solid Gold Effects. We got that 76 fuzz up.
Yeah.
Go check that out if you haven't already.
Rip Velcro for days with that thing.
Check out other stuff.
I might have to pick one of those up.
Yeah, check out some other stuff.
Pick it up and then put it down on your pedal board and then put your foot on it and
stomp on it.
You will be impressed with the
Pick it up. Check out
up,
other stuff from Solid Gold Effects. We had the Surf Rider. Was it the Surf Rider 3?
I think it's the 3.
For a while. That's a really fun,
beautiful
reverb.
Yeah.
Over on the Flippin Flippers, we've been playing with the Apollo 2.
Nice.
That's right.
Yeah.
I really want to get my hands on a Funkzilla.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one? It's
I haven't played with it, but I've seen it.
Envelope filter.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to check it out, but I was told a while ago that I would love the Electro Man.
I've got the Electro Man upstairs, spoiling the surprise. That's my next demo with those guys, and it is great. I really like that pedal.
That was actually, now that I think about it, you know what? I'm going to talk about that later.
Do it.
And thanks, of course, to Sinusoid. As I gave you a bunch of tips earlier on how to make their lives.
Sinusoid. Yes.
How to make their lives miserable. You should go do that. If you forgot what I said, go back to the beginning of the episode and listen to it again.
I looked up the colors and there's one on there. I think it's the ground wire. I don't think they have that as an option on their website, so I may be sending them an email shortly.
Yeah, guys, go harass Sinusoid and get them to order all sorts of tech flex that they don't have and say that we sent you. And hopefully they don't cancel their sponsorship with us.
All right. This last ad is a haunted New Orleans 1930s Sonata leader archtop guitar. Needs repair plus exorcism. It says,
I like it already.
I bought this guitar in New Orleans at a yard sale a few years ago while visiting my daughter. It was a project It had such a cool vibe with the heavy playing wear on the body and fingerboard. Upon my return, I put the guitar in my storage room. I have 2 dogs who never venture downstairs. Soon after, both dogs would be by the door and actually left scratch marks at the door. Never gave it much thought until I was able to hear strange knocks and noises coming from the room from upstairs. I connected the dots, and off to my storage locker, this guitar has remained.
Strange knocks and
since.
noises. Are you sure he doesn't have a haunted drum kit?
And the dogs are back to normal. A lot of heart and soul was played on this guitar. The hard playing wear on the body has a visible split, minor uneven surface beneath the bridge. Some of the wood binding is loose. Fingerboard wear on the first 5 frets. String action at the 12th is 3/16 inch. Faux flame back measures 16 inches at a lower bout, 3.25 inch depth, 3.25 inch depth. This is a project guitar. Fix it or set it up for slide. Maybe whatever is attached to this guitar will inspire you or scare the shit out of you. Buyer beware. There are no returns.
Language.
They are already dropping an explicit on this, so it's fine. Update. I sold this guitar December 2017. Sat in customs in Spain for 4 months, and last week it's back in my possession. Seems this guitar is meant to stay in this country, so absolutely no international shipping. They're asking $325 for this guitar.
On that story.
So here's the thing with this guitar is this says it's a 1930s model, and I don't know a lot about Sonata, but as far as just general overall style goes, I effectively own this guitar.
Yeah, it's very similar to your Harmony.
This is the same, and I say this specifically for this reason because it's harder to find. Oh no, it's a little different. Never mind. I was going to say this is the same tailpiece as my Harmony, but it's very slightly different.
Yeah.
Of course, this doesn't have the pick guard that my Harmony has. It's claims to be from the 1930s, which would place it about 20 years earlier than mine. I'm not surprised that this style of guitar needs a lot of work. I've never heard of the brand Sonata, but it wouldn't surprise me to find out that it was part of that Harmony family of guitars. And they just weren't really
a department store guitar.
Yeah, they weren't really made.
Now let's look at the evidence for the haunting claim. First bit of evidence: dogs at the door. They want out. Second bit of evidence: knocking.
No, they don't want out. They want in.
Yeah, they're trying to get to the guitar.
No, because he was saying that they are not downstairs dogs. He put this guitar upstairs, and the dogs are scratching at the door to get out of the front door.
No, he said it was in his basement.
He put it in his storage room.
Oh, he doesn't say where the storage room is.
And the dogs never venture downstairs.
But now they're scratching to get out.
Now they would. It doesn't say where his storage room is, though.
It doesn't matter. Dogs went out.
Oh, no. He says, I was able to hear strange knocks and noises coming from the room upstairs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I put it together. I followed the story. If you want to be a ghost investigator,
you got to pay attention to the details.
If you want to look into spectral happenings, you need to pay attention. You need to follow the narrative. These dogs wanted out. That's a clue. Knocks and noises. That's another big clue. Another point of evidence. Can't ship international. Yeah, we got the trifecta.
It's because that ghost doesn't have a passport.
The ghost does not have a passport. The ghost is like, I don't want to haunt this strange European country. Take me back to America, please. Take me back to my old haunts. For I am an American ghost. I'm not ready to be an expatriate ghost. This is definitely a haunted guitar. We got dogs, we got knocks and noises. We've got a ghost without a passport. Haunted guitar. I mean, it's all there. What would you guys pay for a guitar this haunted? It's very haunted.
I don't think I would pay anything. I think you'd have to pay me
$50.
You would pay $50 for a guitar this haunted?
For an old beat up arch top, yes.
What would you pay if it wasn't haunted?
$50.
I mean, these are like 150, 175 tops.
They're kind of wall hangers. But I feel like if I was gonna buy a haunted guitar, I'd want it to be a player. I don't want a haunted wall hanger.
Well, you got to ask yourself. So
would you risk putting a haunted guitar in a house with your child and your pregnant wife?
I want those haunting mids. Is the thing.
Isn't that just a pedal?
There's a there's a JWU factor here.
There is. There is.
Not only look, because that's definitely
it's there.
got the look.
It's got the look,
but the story.
The story.
Exponential.
The story is that the dogs want out.
There's a song in there somewhere.
The dogs want out.
But who's going to let them out?
Yeah. Who is going to let them out? Or who, if the dogs are already out?
Yeah, suppose they are.
Who released the dogs? Who released the hounds? That will be the title of our hit song.
I think the real problem here
Who has released the hounds?
The hounds have been released.
You're running some risk here, right?
Yeah, there's definitely anytime you're buying a haunted product, there's risks.
It's haunted. So the question is, you're talking about JWUs on this because it's our top.
Mm-hmm.
But what you have to figure out somehow.
Well, a hollow body guitar can hold more ghosts than a solid body.
Does this have 1,984 JWUs? In which case, fantastic, buy it. Or does it just have a basic 666 JWUs?
Yeah, that's almost baseline.
In which case, all you really want to do with this guitar is...
I love that we're talking about JWUs.
Burn it down.
Again. It's been a few years.
Burn it down.
I mean, if it's baseline like that, is it even haunted? If it's under 732, that's not a ghost. That's a fart.
Casper. That's
a
Casper.
fart. Someone farted near this guitar and you're calling it haunted. But if you get above 732, we're talking exorcism. This is serious business. All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. It's been 60 Cycle Hum, the Haunted Guitar Podcast. You want to tell us about the song, Steve?
Yeah. This week's song was sent by Ben Spraker. This song is called Nothing You Do. And he says, I wanted to submit this song for the podcast because you were talking about 12-string guitars a few episodes ago, which was now probably 20 episodes ago.
Yeah.
He made it, and it made me think of this song by our band, The Arcs. This song was begging for the old 12-string electric treatment, so I borrowed my friend's Dan Electro. Lol. We used old Fender amps.
I borrowed my friend's guitar. Lol.
We used old Fender amps, a 64 Bassman, and a 72 reverb, and the fuzz tone is a ZVEX.
Sorry for making fun of you.
A ZVEX Mastertron.
Guy who sent the song in. You did a normal thing. We all type lol.
The song is called Nothing You Do. The band is called The Arcs. The album is called Molt. You can find them on Bandcamp at thearcs.bandcamp.com. And he says, there is another band with that name. They started as The Arcs in 2008. And in 2015, they were contacted by a lawyer that said, hey, that's our name. So they got a lawyer and ponied up. And apparently there's actually an article. I'll post that article too, if I remember. But basically, there are two bands called The Arcs, and they had to come to a legal agreement to share the name.
Joint custody.
Something like that.
Sounds like they're both making a ton of money with it.
That's pretty tough when you got to figure out which band gets to use the name on the weekends.
Oh, interesting. So here's what makes this interesting.
Uh-huh.
The project, The Arcs, that they were received a cease and desist by was Dan Auerbach's new project from the Black Keys.
Big money.
So that was interesting. They say the negotiations were painless and they agreed to share the name. And there's a bunch of other words that, again, if I remember, I will just post the link in the show notes. Check them out. Enjoy the song Nothing You Do by The Arcs. Thank you, Ben, for sending it in.
Later, guys.
Peace.
Bye.
Nothing you do is good enough, and nothing you say can make it any less tough. Nothing you do is good enough for them.